So hello everyone. This will probably be the last vid in a row that I do this hard Trick Room team. I might play it more because I really enjoy hard Trick Room, but I want to work on the new Palafin team that Gavin Michaels just won the Oceania International with. So I'm basically just going to copy his team because I want to try playing that out before I make my own, maybe sort of take on Rain. I have two Rain teams I'd like to do, but I'm still going to use a lot of Trick Room and DD because it took so long together. So, but at the end of today's vid, I will do a discussion of the team and maybe where it stands in the metagame. So I'll just do a couple of battles with this, and then next vid I think is going to be a meme team. Let's change it to Eastern Pokemon. So I have a Lily Cole meme team that I'm going to try. It's not good, but I enjoy playing it. Okay. This is our... Actually, this is tricky here because of the T-Tar. That causes a lot of problems. So a part of me wants to lead Iron Hands here. Hatterene. I also haven't led that before in these videos, so that might be something cool to do. That handles the Hatterene, handles the Torkoal coming in easier. Murkrow is a pain, so we might bring Indeedee in the back to stop any taunts. Yeah, I don't think Torkoal looks good here because of the T-Tar. We'll try this. So, Indeedee Armarouge does body the Iron Moth Flutter main lead, which I've shown the last couple of videos, so they did lead T-Tar. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to Terra my Hatterene. So we got a Fake out there. There's really not much other play I can do than this. And then Trick Room. Does he Terra Ghost on the T-Tar? Oh, Terra Fairy, probably. Okay. He really wants my he really wants Iron Hands down. Okay, so he'll chunk Iron Hands, which is fine. At least Hatterene's not taking a whole lot of damage now. Iron Hands takes it. You get Trick Room up. Okay, now we have a lot of things to think about here. We can take 2 ticks of sand. Because the T-Tar is the biggest thing in my way to victory. So I am going to close combat it. And Dazzling Gleam. Okay, I don't think he has much of a safe switch. Because even if it's Iron Moth, this takes a ton of damage. Not as much as I would have liked. So that was a misplay. I need to play aggressively there and Citrus Berry. I need to play aggressively there and go after the Flutter Mane. Oh, I'm gonna go down to sand here. Yeah, I got tossed here. And I also should have brought Brute Bonnet in the back. So yeah, we needed to go, we needed to target the Flutter Mane. The issue with that is if I target the Flutter Mane and it just protects, I lose. So I'm forfeiting. I have literally nothing to hit the T-Tar now. So Iron Hands is meant to deal with the T-Tar, which is actually a good reason for maybe why I should not have led with it. What would be a better lead? Maybe Eastern Pokemon's a bad luck song for me. I did much better when I changed back to my usual Team Star boss theme. But that match was so short we can probably get 2 more. Rank 10. This isn't going. Oh, it's Wolfie's Parish Trap team. So this is pretty much an auto loss because this team does not do well into Parish. If you want to do well into this team, what you have to do is change Brute Bonnet's Terra type from Poison to Fire. The reason I am Poison rather than something like Fire is to resist both Fairy and Fighting, which are both pretty common. But we're going to lead this. But yeah, it's not the Parish stuff that's the problem. It's the Arcanine with the Parish stuff that's the problem. Is that my best ways of dealing with the Gothitelle to deal with the Parish stuff is Brute Bonnet and Iron Hands. Mostly Brute Bonnet. Okay, so he leads Parish stuff here. I'm just gonna crunch and Trick Room. Okay, so that's why we do that. Okay, so a double protect here coming. And I just crunch Dazzling Gleam because they're going to double protect, and then we're going to double tap the Hatter, the Gothitelle the next game. So, what are his switch-ins for Gothitelle? Because I don't know if I can get the kill, the double if it's got a Citrus Berry. So we're all on 2. Parish Trap, 2 turns. I need damage into it. Let's double it like this. Okay. Arcanine's coming in. Or Amoonguss. And a Terra Water. Yeah, I should have bullets. Oh, Terra Grass, he changed it. Okay. So he can't Rage Powder mine. So he's just gonna switch out. And protect. So as such, do we want a Crunch or do we want a Psychic? I'm gonna Spore and Psychic. That's why we Spored Psychic. We're going to lose both our Mons here. But at the very least we're gonna put that thing to sleep. Kinda wish I crunched now. So unfortunately when Gothitelle switches you cannot, which I think is unfair. I think you should be able to try and make the read whether or not they switch. But I suppose Parrot's Trap would be a lot weaker if that's the case. And now the bright side is that Torkoal here can absolutely cook things even without Trick Room right now. Oh, I think, do I still have a turn Trick Room left? If I do, we're all set. I think we have one turn of Trick Room left. Yep, we do. Is this Arcanine? Nope, he's just gonna sack his Gothitelle. Who's last? Is the last one Flutter Mane then? That's a crit. The crit doesn't matter because I double tapped Scream Tail with Wild Charge. Okay, so we know Amoonguss is one of them, and Trick Room ended this turn. There is an argument to be made about not Terra-Firing the Torkoal and Terra-Grassing the Iron Hands to deal with this, but he's got a Spore. That's the Flutter Mane. We know it's Sash. Yeah, I should have Terra'd. What we're gonna have to do is hope for an early turn wait. So we're just gonna Ice Punch. So they've got a Spore Torkoal. They almost tossed there. So I do have Ice Punch. I can hit that. If I get a one-turn Wake, I win this game. So I still do this to break the sash. Okay. Come on, Torkoal buddy. Good job! Holy shit. That's why you... Yeah, we should win this now. He's got to put me back to sleep. I can't believe we did it. We also got a little lucky, but that's the problem when you lead all passive in the Perish Trap. Like I said, he risked it by going for a one-turn wake. So that's what happens with Spore when you're faster with the Moongus. So beat rank 10 on the ladder, Poggers, with a team that won a championship. Like I said though, the matchup is still bad. You see that my Trick Room turns were totally wasted. We made one good hard read by sporing the Screamtail, and we got a little lucky. They didn't bring Arcanine, I think. We only get 100 for that. Beating rank 10 in the world brings us from 700 to 622. Is that it? 29, man. My luck is not good today. And it's Dondozo. I hate it. It's Dondozo with 2 dark types and a steel type. I'm going to do this. So in DD, Armarouge looks terrible because of the 3 dark types. Root Bonnet looks okay for the Dondozo itself, but... Yeah, I don't know who to bring for the last one. Maybe we'll go in DD. Try and use it to set up Trick Room later. Have I played this person before? I'm pretty sure I've seen that trainer card. Okay. Goldango, Roaring Mooncore. Not too much of a surprise. Unfortunately, we are going to have to Terra Grass. Really not much else we can do here. Now the subsequent turn is going to be the one that is a I don't know if he's gonna Terra Arc and Roaring Moon or not. Yeah, Terra. That's Specs. We'll see if he Terras the... Or I'm hard reading a Terra Flying. So Armarouge did his job. I either needed to go down here so I can bring in Torkoal safely, or yeah, that's what I needed to do. Either it kills the Goldango for me, got me a kill. We'll take that. We'll take that. Could be worse turns. I still have to play the will it terror or not mind games. But, I don't think I mind too much. So I'm going to switch in Torkoal here. I'm expecting the switch. And I want armorers to go down here. It's fine. Could have been absolutely sitting pretty if I stayed in drain launched. But now we can just bring in Iron Hands again. So 2 turns of Trick. Do I hard read the Tatsugiri coming in? I think we do. There it is. We got the call right. Surprising for me. Now it'd be great if it's killed. So the reason we didn't fake out here is we need every single one of our Trick Room turns. Hopefully he's not Terra Steel. And he is. They got me. Okay. It's not over yet though, because could have just eruptioned. That did a lot of, like, obviously he just protects here, right? I don't know what. I just fucking can't stand these mind games. Okay, so we have to do is switch out Torkoal here to Ndidi. Why did that do so much damage, too? To reset up Trick Room, and then, and now we have nothing for the Roaring Moon because I don't have Dazzling Gleam on my Ndidi. Really needed to bring a non-Trick Room user that was not Ndidi, so that was just dumb of me. But how did that Earthquake do so much damage? Iron Hands is a bulky monster. So. Nothing left to do but helping hand Heat Wave and hope it kills. He just attacks here. So it does not protect here. And it doesn't even kill. Feels bad, man. We could have won this too. If we had Drain Punched the Roaring Moon earlier, but then they just twerk in the Tatsugiri, and then I get cooked there. No, I think that's always the right play, though, actually. It didn't even drop me down any points, so I guess it didn't update. This will be the last battle. We're getting very high-ranked opponents these games. But yeah, I think Drain Punch. But then, even then, I don't know if he tears or not. The Roaring Moon. Okay, at least we had someone not super high on the corner. They have Chlorophyll Jump Pluff stuff. I would guess that's more of a supportive Torkoal. So Indeedee Hat looks good here. We bring an Armarouge, looks good in the back for the Torkoal. So indeed, Hatterene looks good into the Roaring, which is why we bring it. And who should be the last one then? I think Brute Bonnet. Do I think Brute Bonnet? I think Brute Bonnet can let us Rage Powder Trick Room at the end. I don't think we bring our own Torkoal. Armarouge handles the opposing Torkoal. Okay. Hatterene smacks both of these. So I'm going to follow me. Part of me wants to Terra Fire to just... I don't think we can Terra Fire when we guarantee this. Yeah, I think this is all we've got. We're just gonna have to... Indeedee can take one. Whatever the Dragapult's going, okay? Just Phantom Force. Okay, perfect. Now we just follow me away the Phantom Force and Dazzling Gleam here. This is a Protect, right? Nope, just gonna give me his. Roaring Moon. I guess he wants to bring in his Torkoal. And we redirect the Phantom Force. Because I assume this is his Torkoal coming in. Oh, Saralage. It's gonna follow me Psychic here. Actually, follow me Dark Pulse. Because I'm not worried about the Dragapult. Actually, we'll just follow me Dazzling Gleam. Good. Because we will... Perfect. Because we want the, we want the Armorers to get in, actually, so... Now we just double tap the whatchamacallit, the Saralage. So he did not bring Torkoal, and that's a Rage Quit. They're not going to give me the points, though, I don't think. But we have that one sealed up, because we just expand Terra Grass Expanding Force. Target the Saralage, and he can't do anything. If Trick Room runs out, we have Brute Bonnet to redirect for the set up Trick Room again. Yeah, so yeah, they gave me the win. So the reason they gave me the win is because they disconnected. So the reason the score doesn't look different is because I lost the previous one and they didn't update it. So I lost that one and they gave me this one's points. So yeah, that was a Rage Quit. I don't know why you would bring Jump Puff to that matchup, but okay. I will talk about the team here. So we played a lot of very high people on the ladder today. We could have beaten that Dondozo match, but I'm just not good at... Oops. So, browser here. Interact. I'm just not good at the Dondozo mind games. Anyone who knows me in Pokemon knows I can't stand Dondozo. So I could have played better in that one, but the other games, I got beat pretty solidly the first game. I got outplayed, but pretty happy I was able to beat the Parish Trap team in that one. So we went 2 for 4 on our last match with this one, but we played all high people on the ladder. So here's the team. This is inspired by Alex Len's Liverpool original team, in which he ran No Protect, Hard Trick Room. And so I decided that is the coolest thing ever, so I decided to make my own team with No Protect, Hard Trick Room. A lot of the mons are the same, the only ones that are different are the Brute Bonnet and Iron Hands. His original team had Final Gambit, Annihilate. That was in the first event. I also used that. However, I think that's a better in-tourney call than on ladder. On ladder, when you don't know which mons run Protect, you don't know the sets, it's not as good in my opinion. I think Iron Hands is more consistent with Fake Out Trick Room. Okay. The idea of no Protect at all is the idea is that you should end as much of the game as possible within your Trick Room turns, and you don't want to waste that using Protect. I agree with that in theory. I think actually, for example, the Hatterene can run Protect for positioning purposes. For example, if you get a lead you don't like suppose you let Iron Hands Hatterene, you get a lead you don't like and you want to get Indeedee in, and you think they'll target Hatterene, just Protect, switch in Indeedee, stuff like that. That I think Protect is worth running, but for the most part, everyone else I would not run Protect on. I'd maybe run Protect on Torkoal instead of the Earth Power potentially. Still irritated that Dondozo clear smogged in front of me. That was a pretty impressive read on their part, because I could have just Eruption Wild Charge. That might have actually guaranteed it too, in case they didn't Terra. But yeah, let me talk about the team while I get over that loss. Pretty standard Indeedee. I like safety goggles to deal with spores. That allows me to run Armor Rouge without having to Terra Grass or something like that. So I like safety goggles. A lot of people like Psychic Seed here, but I like safety goggles. Terra Fairy to take Dark type attacks, and I'm not running Psychic over Dazzling Gleam. I'm running Psychic over Dazzling Gleam. Most people run Dazzling Gleam to cover Dark types for your Psychic Mons, your Armored Rouge, but I think Psychic does so much more damage that in a lot of cases it's more useful. As you saw in the first game with the Battle of the Arcanine, Psychic was able to chunk it for pretty good damage for a support mon, so I like Psychic. Now Armor Rouge is standard here, everything except the Covert Cloak. I like Covert Cloak because it helps deal with Snarls from Arcanine, which would be one of the ways to stop Armor Rouge. So, I mean, Life Orb does do so much more damage, but I like Covert Cloak also because it can help you with fake out stuff if you do not lead Indeedee. So suppose you lead your own fake out mon, you cannot have Armor Rouge be faked out, so I like Covert Cloak, and then I run Expanding Force and Psychic, the reason being to deal with Wide Guards, which came up in handy a lot against all the Garganicles I played. Standard Torkoal set, just 4 attacks, Clear Smog for Dondozo, as you can see there, though Clear Smog is blocked by Terra Steel. If I have open team sheet, you can try and make that read, but otherwise pretty standard Torkoal. The Hatterene here, I am running Dark Pulse because I was so irritated with the Armor Rouge Mirror when I was testing it on Showdown. I like Life Orb because Dazzling Gleam is only 80 base power and it's a spread move, so it's a lot less damage than you'd think, despite Hatterene having a monstrous special attack stat. So the single target Psychics are nukes, but the Dazzling Gleam can often be kind of underwhelming. The 212 HP 44 defense is optimize Life Orb chip to take as little as possible, so I'm 159 HP there. But I like Life Orb on Hatterene over Armor Rouge because I think Hatterene needs it more than Armor Rouge does on her spread move. Armor Rouge's spread move is already very strong with Expanding Force. Dazzling Gleam is not as strong, so I think Life Orb helps it out a lot. Brute Bonnet. Now, a lot of people like to run King Gambit in the slot. I like King Gambit too. They're both strong Dark types. The reason I like Brute Bonnet is to Rage Powder Redirect for Trick Room late in games. And I think Brute Bonnet handles endgames where Trick Room has expired better than King Gambit. If you're running the Swords Dance Sucker Punch stuff with King Gambit, that might get you out of it. But I like the potential support Brute Bonnet can offer for resetting up Trick Room. And I need a good Dark type, and it's good at dealing with sashes with Loaded Dice Bullet Seed. So Loaded Dice lets you get guaranteed 4 hits on multi-hit moves, so it's at minimum base 100 power. It has a chance of being 125 base power, which would be extremely strong. Then pretty standard EV spread. The Terra type is Poison because that's the best defensive one. I think Terra Fire is better, actually. So Terra Poison gets you more resistances to your weaknesses. It gets resists fire, fighting, and fairy for you, which are very common with Iron Hands and Brute Bonnet, and Flutter Mane running around. But I think for this team, Terra Fire would be better to handle Arcanine better and to avoid Wisps, because otherwise your Perish matchup is pretty rough. So I got lucky when I faced the rank 10 team that they did not bring Arcanine and they went full pure Perish mode. And then lastly, Iron Hands. This is just a standard stat. You can consider running more Spadef than I am for your Assault Vest set. But you can see that even with 156 defensive, still getting chunked by that Dondozo. I like running Ice Punch rather than... So I like running Ice Punch because otherwise I think this team struggles to handle Dragonite. So that's why I run Ice Punch, and it also can help it deal with Amoonguss. And then standard for other 3 moves, Fake Out, Close Combat, Wild Charge. Close Combat over Drain Punch in this case because this is the Trick Room mode and we need all the damage we can to maximize our turns. So on balanced teams you run Drain Punch. So on the Palafin team I'm working on, I am running Drain Punch even though Gavin Michaels ran Close Combat. But yeah, so that's the team. How it does into the meta. So this is an interesting question because its Top Cut tournament results are non-existent. At Orlando, it had a ton of right before Top Cut, so very good record, 7-3, 8-2s. So the 8-2s were just unlucky they didn't Top Cut for whatever reason. But it had a lot of very good records, strong showings there, but not strong enough to Top Cut. Despite the fact that Trick Room as an archetype, I think, works pretty well in the meta right now. It does struggle against Dondozo. The reason it can struggle against Dondozo is extremely good at killing Trick Room turns. One with Will Tatsugiri switch in Mind Games, that aspect too, but also the fact that it often runs Sub, it often runs Protect, and I can't cover for all the different ways I have to kill Dondozo because each way to kill it differs depending on the set it runs. For example, Terra Steel is not a problem if I know it's Terra Steel because Eruption cooks it, even with the +2 special defense. But if it doesn't Terra, I need to clear Smog it. So Dondozo can be a trouble. Alex Len lost in the finals to a Dondozo team. Dondozo running substitutes even more of a problem. Defensive Parish Trap teams also beat this pretty good. So despite the fact I beat rank 10, I think Parish Trap is usually a pretty bad matchup for hard Trick Room because Parish Trap is very good at wasting turns with the Parish Trap, and Trick Room relies on that. So I got lucky in that I was able to get Torkoal in a situation where it could threaten offensively even without Trick Room, that it had to be the target of the Spore. So that was lucky. Now, people tend to call the meta right now hyper-offensive because of all of the Flutter Mane, Iron Bundles, Roaring Moons being very, very fast and very, very strong, and I agree that the meta is right now just a little too fast. Flutter Mane and Iron Bundle are just too fast. But Trick Room bodies that archetype. Trick Room bodies hyper offense. I think it also does pretty well against balance right now. It is the hyper offensive balance teams that the combination I think that are difficult. As you can saw in the first game is that Flutter Mane can just put so much pressure immediately that by the time you set up Trick Room, your team is already chunked. That's where I think Trick Room struggles a little bit and why it's a little inconsistent in tournament right now. Why it's it's not inconsistent, it's consistently falling short. So Indeedee Armarouge can top cut, but hard Trick Room teams are not top cutting. So Indeedee Armarouge as a mode is doing pretty well still. But I think hard Trick Room was better in Season 1 than it is now. I still think it can put in a lot of work. I think it's capable of top-cutting tournaments. It's clearly capable of doing well on the ladder. I didn't even get to top 500 last video with this, so I dropped to 600 because I didn't play yesterday. But I think it mostly does okay into the meta. I think that bulky balance with very hyper-offensive elements, I think Trick Room struggles against that because you can get chunked before you even set up Trick Room. So the idea of Indeedee Armarouge is that you can follow me and only indeed he takes the damage. But like, I think the issue is that with the super strong spread moves going around and stuff, is that even the armorers gets chunk set in Trick Room. So I think it's mostly in a good spot. I think screens is tough for this team as well. So Grimmsnarl's stuff. I think that can be tough. If you have Annihilate, it's less tough because you can just Final Gambit the Grimmsnarl. But yeah, that's my analysis of Trick Room. I'm going to try and work on a Palafin team next. I'm building that, but I think the next vids will be all meme stuff with bluffing Mouse Ape, but it'll be Final Gambit stuff, and the Lily Cole team. So I think that'll be the last Torkoal team for a while, because that's why I'm running it, so I don't have to change the Torkoal set, besides putting Protect on it. And that'll be the team. Okay, see people later.